How's that for an entrance?
How big is the Mecha Drill?
It's massive.
It's a beast.
Doomsday machine.
A steampunk dream of machinery. The Mecha Drill is easily the biggest puppet that we've ever built here. Maybe the biggest stop-motion puppet ever made.
And we really wanted it to have a sense of precariousness to it, that it was this barely held together bunch of machinery. It was like a walking factory that could explode at any point. And trying to figure out how we were going to make this thing move and have a sense of scale and real weight to it.
I think when we started out, we said, well, let's get together and make the bones. Because we knew, in essence, that whatever was at the center of it all had to not only hold up the model making, but it had to connect to the rigging.
This will give you kind of an idea of the scale of what we're working with. This is the Mecha Drill's arm. We had to produce rigs that would hold such a colossal monster, so our rigs were 20 by 20 by 20 feet.
It's exactly as I expected.
So it could walk around and destroy things, wreck stuff, and be villainous. We wouldn't be able to use conventional puppet-making techniques that we use for the puppets that are this big.
Don't forget, homicide 6.5.
And what's used for those are friction. You know, you tighten something up, and then the animator can kind of subtly move it, and it can move to the next position using a kind of a friction joint, a ball and socket joint. When something's really big and really potentially heavier, if you use friction, the animator simply won't be strong enough to do it, or it might cause havoc in some other way. Some of the movements we've made into a gear movement.
Using kind of worm screws so they could dial in very precisely.
The cool thing about the Mecha Drill is the fact that everything on it works.
It's just chock full of moving parts, cogs and pistons.
The geek of me sort of sees the little gears, which are not circular, and that the teeth are different sizes and shapes, so they're very irregular gears, but they're meshing together and working.
Last I counted was about 600 pieces, and that's every little piece.
The basic movement has to be controlled by these computerized knobs and servos, but all throughout the drill, the legs, the arms, the different little mechanisms within it, those are all animated by hand. And so it's a combination of technology and human hands, and all combining together is human ingenuity.
Get your grimy paws off my machine!
Once they figure out what it needs to do and how to do it, then we'll go ahead and dress it and hide all their hard work.
There is, within the Mecha Drill, a three-dimensional fire performing.
We're trying to change cheesecloth into fire. Once you had it behind the pane of glass, the glass would move it, and it would just move these really beautiful lines with the cheesecloth.
You know, it's one thing to build it so it looks good, but it's another to build it so it actually works.
It was a tango. It was definitely, you know, obviously the most important thing was for the animators to do what they had to do with the mecha.
They wanted it to perform mechanically. That it shouldn't perform like an animal or a humanoid figure. Mostly we were afraid that they were going to break our precious baby. You know, that was the thing. It's going to go into the animator's hands and they were going to break it.
Stop destroying my indestructible machine!
There was very little of that. Well, okay. Raul does carry a bottle of super glue, I've noticed, on a daily basis, but really, we've been fortunate enough. There haven't been any major, you know.
They've survived. They've all survived.
Making a puppet that large and still being able to get a decent performance out of it that makes it feel alive, I think that that's pretty incredible.
Oh, I'm extremely excited and happy with the outcome of the mecha. I feel like we worked on the star of the movie.
It's so cool.
If they made a toy of that, I would be straight there.